Hello, everybody. It's Sophia Marco, and Marco would like to do a few spoilers about Stephen King movies.
No, we're doing a video about spoilers. Just
Okay,
all
just
kinds of spoilers.
all kinds of spoilers. Okay, sorry, I wasn't really clear because
I
he's going to
know.
take the lead about it. So go ahead, Marco.
Because of the Endgame, Avengers Endgame supposed spoilers, people are sort of having a fit about it and kind of overreacting. And now here's the thing. In the dictionary, spoilers are defined by pieces of information that hinder or lessen the surprise or suspense of movies by people who haven't seen it. Now the thing is, yes, this was like 4.5 minutes of footage from the movie at key moments too. I think one scene in particular, I mean the final battle of the movie, and even like the aftermath a little bit, because I watched the footage. It was readily and easily available to me, which was surprising. Because usually with these kinds of spoilers, you have to search a little bit. Not with this one. And so I'm kind of suspicious about it because it was cut almost like a trailer would be cut. There would be kind of like a scene playing out, and then they would cut away, and cut to the next scene. It would be like a few seconds, cut to the next scene. There wasn't, I mean, when I think of leaking, I think of like showing major deaths, showing major moments. I don't think of like cutting together these random sort of little moments. I mean, there was like one moment where all it was like a joke. It was a joke. I won't say what it's about, but it was a joke. I mean, why would you spoil a joke? It makes no sense. And so, in my opinion, I think that they leaked this on purpose because they're really mischievous and kind of liars. Because before they said that trailers were only going to show the first 15 to 30 minutes of the movie. Well, I'm not sure about that anymore. And also, secondly, it seems like the trailers have actually been spoiling more than the actual quote leaks did, because every single day now I'm seeing articles that say, "Oh, here's a new TV spot for Avengers with all new footage. Oh, here's a new 4-minute trailer with new footage." And so when you do stuff like that, it begs the question, well, why are you guys spoiling so much of the movie? You think that spoilers are so bad. Why do you keep showing these new moments? There's a big moment that they showed that I'm surprised they did in the most recent one. So what do you think, Sophie? Do you think that that's a valid point that they might have leaked it on purpose? Because it was cut like a trailer. I mean, it would quick cut like a trailer.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything related to the movie except covers of magazines, and the only thing I've been watching are trailers of The Amazing Race, which I'm looking forward to watching. But anyway, the reason why anybody would release so much, I don't know what you call it, uh, footage or leaks, was because they don't have enough faith in the movie, and they think that once they get a huge crowd to see it the first day, maybe they don't think it'll stand up on its own. I don't know. I really don't, because I think lately movie attendance hasn't been so great,
No, it hasn't.
and that's the only thing I can think. I haven't seen any of it though. I don't want to see it.
Yeah, you did. I showed you pictures.
Well, I know, but they don't mean
Uh,
anything to me. They're very crappy pictures.
well, that's another thing is when you see these spoilers, do they really mean that the movie is ruined for you just because you saw a couple of little clips or pictures from the movie?
Not for
No,
me.
not for me. Because here's another thing. Years ago, they used to release scripts online before the movie even came out. I read I read the first draft of the Fright Night remake script because I watched the movie and I got pissed off they were remaking it, so I wanted to see what was in the script. And the script was actually really good. The script was better than the movie. And then I saw the movie, and it didn't hinder my enjoyment of the movie. And same thing with actually Captain America: The First Avenger. Before, like months before Captain America came out, the script was already online. Did it hinder my enjoyment of the movie? No. But then you bring up spoilers. You talk about the word surprise, which is in the definition to spoilers, lessening people's surprises. Well, to be honest, what about The Sixth Sense? Because I still haven't even seen The Sixth Sense, but I already pretty much know the whole movie because people spoiled the big surprise because they feel the same people who get mad at these spoilers being released, they're perfectly okay with spoiling The Sixth Sense, spoiling Star Wars, spoiling E.T., just spoiling anything that's like more than a year old. And so, why don't you talk about, is it right that these movies are being spoiled even though there's always people that are just now discovering these movies? No, not my opinion. What about you, Sophie?
I think that's silly.
What?
On these older movies, they've been around for a long, long time,
Yeah.
and so you expect you would expect people to know about it somehow.
What about what about 10-year-olds who haven't seen it yet?
I don't know if
Or
10-year-olds should be seeing it.
well, I mean like they're just around someplace and people in the room or people online are just openly talking about it, and the 10-year-old, what?
I don't know. I can't even imagine why would anybody be talking about
They
that
can at
movie.
least say like spoiler alert. Don't listen now. There's going to be spoilers. We always do that. Might as well not even do that then, Sophie. If we do that for
We do that
all
because
these
we
movies,
choose to do that.
yeah.
But I don't want to get all over people's cases when the movie's really, really old. I've seen on Facebook, on certain sites, people watch a movie and they give this whole summary about the movie and their opinion about
Oh,
if
I
they
know. I
liked
hate
it or
that.
not.
I hate that. That's my least favorite type of review. Is when people just tell you the whole entire movie while making tiny little comments inside it. It's like what it's not even reviewing. It's like you're doing a book report, and not your kind of book
No,
report.
because I
Yours
don't
is
give
different.
away everything. I
But
just give. You got to give the skeleton
yeah,
structure of what's, especially if you're talking about multiple books in a series. You have to get some kind of skeleton structure of who's in there, and or else why would anybody want to read it?
I do agree that since movies are very old, that it should not really be enforced heavily that you're spoiling it or not. But there's lots of movies like The Sixth Sense where the surprise is the big part of the movie. Like, oh, Sixth Sense, it's just about this guy and this kid and whatever. But then you find out blah 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 at the end, and it completely makes the movie what it is. And for movies like that, I think people should really, be more sensitive. But with like Avengers 4, you already see new footage every day. I mean, just today they released new footage. They released a joke scene with War Machine saying that Ant-Man is a regular sized man, which doesn't really make any sense to me as a joke. He calls him regular sized man, not Ant-Man. And so, but that also could make you mad because you're thinking, well, this is an apocalypse scenario. Why are you making all these jokes? Just leave that out of the movie, or just take it out. Come on. But that's beside the point. Another thing I'd like to talk about with spoilers is the Harry Potter series. Because then there's another type of spoiler, which is where there's books first, and then there's the movie. And now, Safi, what's your experience with the fifth one? About, how you read it and you were dreading watching it?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, it was a very depressing one.
Yeah.
As they go further into the series, the books get more depressing because Voldemort is taking over, and he gets help. And I mean, not totally, but I mean, he's in there undercutting. And I love the books. I wanted to read all of them, and that's just the way it is. And I can't count on the fact they're going to show every little. They can't. The books are too big. They're not going to show every little detail about what happened, and that's just the way it goes. I remember my older son, Marco's bigger brother. We would actually go out when a new book came out. It came out at midnight at the bookstore. We'd head out down to the bookstore and pick up the book, or we would pre-order a book. It was the Dark Prince.
Okay, so what does this have to do with spoilers?
Well, there's,
you read the fifth
I chose
book.
to read the book, so I knew what could happen. Not they were going to show everything, and I wanted to see how they did it. That was one thing. So, I don't, it's funny because so many people were getting these books, so it's all spoiled for all of them too,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to say that. But it's just the fact that you read it, and that's one thing, and then you see it on the screen, you want to see what it looks like. And it's, that whatever you read, some of it could happen. There's no way you're going to get all of it, and you choose to get spoiled. You're making a choice.
And that's something that schools actually would do too, is they would make you read a book, and then they would show you the movie. So they're spoiling the movie, you would say. Like, Of Mice and Men, I read that in sophomore year, and then we watched the movie. And so the movie, you could say, is spoiled, but I still look at them as different things, and it doesn't really spoil it for me. Another one, in terms of Harry Potter, is I was very upset, like most people, that Deathly Hallows was separated into two movies. I still think that's stupid, because the first movie is all set up, and the second movie is just payoffs. And so it should have been one movie. Excuse me, it should have been one movie. And so I was so mad, the first Harry Potter book I ever read was the second half of the last book, just because I wanted to know what happened. And so then I watched the movie, and it didn't hinder my enjoyment. It actually sort of enriched it, because I knew what was coming. And that's another thing. Spoilers can kind of help you, in a sense, have a different viewpoint on a movie. Like, if you know a big moment is going to happen, if you know certain things are going to happen, it might not upset you or make you extremely excited as much as when you watch it. And I think that's the point with some people. But all in all, spoilers. I I I myself, I don't really care about spoilers that much, unless it's really has to do with the whole movie, like The Sixth Sense. You know, these movies where they're so reliant on, hey, look, we're gonna pull this plot twist on you. I don't like being spoiled those types of movies. Like, I could probably think of a few examples other than that for a future video, but don't spoil it because some people are just overly sensitive. But you know, I'd like to just say that the Russos have spoiled more of the movie than the leaker guy did. They spoiled like 10 minutes plus of the movie. The leaker guy only spoiled like 4.5 minutes. And the Russos, they put out HD footage so you can see even more details and figure even more details out. And who knows, maybe tomorrow there's going to be another HD TV spot that comes out where, you know, there's all this new footage. Well, Safi, you have any closing remarks?
No, I'm looking forward to watching that movie, but I'm not going to go race out to see it. Unlike Marco, who's going to go out opening night,
Yeah,
late at night.
I'm seeing it in regular RPX this time. Last year I saw Infinity War in IMAX 3D. I didn't really like it very much because of all the people. I mean, I didn't like the seating because they would send people in by rows or lines, and so I didn't really like that. I prefer reserved seating. So, anyways, see you on our next video. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.